Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel at Inspire by Onika. And today is day 30 of my Pay It Forward campaign. But before I get started, I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. It's a new year, new beginnings, new challenges, new blessings. So let's be here to embrace it all. All right. And another thing before I get started, I just want to thank all my subscribers, my viewers. If you only left, one like, if you left one comment, if you just come by every now and then, you're not a subscriber, it doesn't matter. I appreciate you for being here, and I thank all of you for your love and support. Whether you're near, far, it doesn't matter. I appreciate you for being here. Y'all are all so amazing. And also, I want to say to anyone out here that's on social media and you have, I would say you have a small number of subscribers or following, however you want to say it. If you're doing this because it's something that you love, keep going, keep doing it. Because if you have, say, a small number, 10, 20, 30 subscribers, those 10, 20, 30 people, they like what you're doing. They look forward to your content and what you're going to do next. So just keep going, especially if it's something that you love. And don't get caught up in the numbers. Don't get caught up in the numbers, especially if it's something that you love to do. Don't even worry about that. Now, I will say the people that are monetized, they have different goals, okay? The numbers matter, the watch hours matter, all of that matters. So they have different goals, but for those that are here, you like to come here, make people laugh, you want to leave some wisdom, drop some gems, you want to come here, you just like to talk, you want to leave information, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever content it is that you're doing, and this is what you love to do, just keep doing it. Just don't get caught up in the numbers. I just want to say that. Okay, so today is day 30, the final day of my Pay It Forward campaign, and I know most of you by now have heard about Pay It Forward. Is where you do something nice for someone else without them asking you. You can do it anonymously or not. In so many different ways you can pay it forward. So when you get blessed, you bless the next person, and then it just keeps on going from there. And there's so many ways you can do it. You can do it by monetarily. You can do it by acts. You can do it by volunteering your time. You can do it by sharing information to broaden the network and to make connections, however you want to do it. And there's no time limit on it. There's no right or wrong answer. Pay it forward. I mean, it's a win-win. That's how I look at it. So this is the second half of a recap that I'm going to do for the last 15 videos that I've been sharing. So for 30 days, I've been posting a channel or a video every day to shout them out, give them props, and just share with everyone something that I found interesting. It blessed me. It's something that I think other people as well would enjoy and find value in it too. So this is the second half of the recap, and if you missed any of them and they're interesting to you, you can always just go directly to that day or to that video. The links are in there, and you can find those channels. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 16. So number 16 is Judge Lynn Toler. So y'all may remember her from the TV court show Divorce Court. She was on there for many years, and she has a channel as well, and she's a very smart woman. And what I like most about her channel is that she's just being herself, and she's smart. She drops a lot of wisdom. So check out her channel. Okay, then number 17 is Hardly Initiated. So the video that I shared from their channel is about trauma and how it keeps a lot of women single. And that's so true, and I don't think a lot of times we think about it that way, but there's trauma that can happen in your life and you don't realize that it's holding you back from a lot of things because maybe you're not fully healed or you haven't dealt with trauma that may have happened to you. And I think that this applies also to men as well. It can be either way. But check out their video, Hardly Initiated, and the one I shared was about trauma and how it's keeping women single. So then next up is the Broken Traditions podcast. And so the video I shared from his channel is about phone addiction, how we like to blame the phone and we spend so much time on there scrolling. So he talks about the negative effects of that and some ways that you can limit your use and some ways that you can get out of that habit, because the more time you spend scrolling, that's the less time you have in your real life and doing things in real life. So check out that video on his channel. Then next up we have Angie Martinez. So if you know who she is, you know who she is. She's been in the game a long time. She's a radio personality. And she's very, I like her style for the simple fact that she's very straightforward. She gets to the point, and some people like her for that, some people don't, but it is what it is. So the video I shared from her channel is she did an interview with ASAP Ferg, and they were talking about mental health and just all the pressures of when you're on tour, you're in the spotlight, and how you deal with it. So they had a real conversation about how he dealt with all the pressures of his spotlight and his stardom and all that kind of stuff. And you just check that out, because I can understand that if you're in the spotlight like that all the time, you have to be under pressure, and I know that cannot be easy. So it's important to protect your mental health and make sure that you're good so that you can be good for everybody else. So check out Angie Martinez. And then next up is Trip Insight. So the video I shared was the wonders of Puerto Rico. So it's just places that people may not have heard of or been to before in Puerto Rico. And just check it out, because they also have other places as well, not just Puerto Rico. But if you're thinking about traveling, you want to learn about some places or where you want to visit, check out their channel as well. Then next up is Breenie Lee, and her channel, the video I shared is about modesty. So I know you see how women are out here, we have dress, we're out there in church, up, on the pulpit, just looking crazy with barely nothing on. And it's just not right. Like, what is really going on? It's like we need to cover up and change our whole dress mode, because it's just not right. It's not right. So the video I share from her channel is about bringing modesty back. You can still be sexy and still be covered up and not be out here showing all your assets to the world. I mean, come on. So check out her channel as well. She talks about bringing modesty back. It's very important, very important. So then after Breenie Lee, we have Take Heed to the Message. So the video I shared from her channel is where she was talking about, there was a woman who shared that she was just fed up and overwhelmed with her teenage daughter. She didn't know what to do. And so Take Heed, she gave her spin on, how sometimes when, our kids, like if they're taller than us or they're bigger than us, they start smelling themselves and they think that they want to fight you and they want to, press up on you. And it's like, that's not going to happen. And it's like today's kids, they just don't care. They're disrespectful. But in my day, we wouldn't even think about even talking back or saying anything smart to our parents or any elder or authority figure. That's just not going to happen. But these days, it's completely different. I don't know what the kids are on these days, but anyway, so her video is about the mom, who says she's fed up, she's overwhelmed, she doesn't know what to do with her teenage daughter. So Take Heed, she gave, her spin on it. And, she was just talking about how these days the kids are different. And, just check out her channel and that video. And so next up we have, we have Bookmarked by Aaliyah. So her video, the one I shared, is about anyone who wants to start their reading journey, whether you're a new reader or you've been reading before, you fell out of it and you want to start up again. So she talks about if you don't know where to start, what types of books you want to read, whether you like crime novels, you like mystery, romance. She kind of gives you insight into where you can start if you don't know what kind of book to start with. And then she also talks about the different ways you can go about your reading journey. Like you may want to listen to audiobooks. You might want to read your book on a Kindle. So it just depends, and because a lot of people say they don't have time to read, but we have time to do everything else, so we can find the time and do it because you can listen to a book. You don't have to sit there with the physical book. So whatever your style is, she gives some great tips and insight into that, how you can go about doing that. Okay, so check out her channel. Then also we have Curtis King TV. So the video I share from his channel, he did an interview. Her name was Jacqueline Constance, and they were talking about hip hop, and that it wasn't in the Billboard Top 40, I think it was. But they had a real conversation about the way hip hop is going. Now, if you have been around from the start of hip hop to where it is now, you would understand that it was a lot different when it first started. And those people that were back in the day who was here in the beginning, some of those people, rest in peace, they are not here with us anymore. And so people are saying like, hip hop is dying. I mean, the style has changed over the years. And in my personal opinion, I don't think it's dying. I think it is changing. The way hip hop is going is changing, especially the way, the artists are being paid, the touring, the way they're distributing and marketing their music, and also with the record labels and things like that. We have a lot of streaming now. So it's just a lot different. And I think we're going to see a lot more underground artists in the hip hop world come out. We're going to see a lot more of that. But I just think it's changing. I don't think it's dying. I just think it's changing. But anyway, check out the video and you decide for yourself. Next up is Unbothered. So this is also about how we try to blame the phone, and we want to kind of start the new year just avoid the phone, live in real life. Don't spend more time on social media than you do, scrolling. Doom scrolling is what they call it, because it's a big time waster and you don't realize how long you're on there and you're just scrolling. So check out that video as well. It's just another reminder. All right, then after that we have Junior the Truth. So the video I share from his channel, he talks about confidence versus arrogance. And those are two very distinct things, and there's nothing wrong with having confidence, but sometimes you can get an overinflated ego. You think you're so important and that you're the most important thing, forget everyone else and everything else. So that's where the arrogance part comes in. And it's like you don't want to listen to other people because you think what you have to say is more important. So he talks about the differences in the behaviors to look out for in confident people and people that are arrogant. So check out that video. Check it out. So then next up we have From the Black Couch. So From the Black Couch, the video I shared, it was a clip, and he's talking about healthy boundaries. So it's like people, they love when you're nice, but when you set a healthy boundary, they looking at you like, what? Well, where'd that come from? Then they get surprised. But you have to set boundaries for yourself. You don't have to be nasty about it. You don't have to have an attitude. But it's very important. We have to set healthy boundaries for ourselves. So that's what he talks about in his video. And also, he is a very big supporter of content creators. He will shout out your channel. He will say, if you want to hear something on sports, check out these channels. If you want to hear some good music, check out this channel. So he is so good about supporting, other content creators as well. So that's really great. And also, recently, I think it was yesterday, he did a live stream about money and how to get out of debt. So check that out also. There's some very good information in there as well. And then next up, we have married, mature, and unfiltered. So this particular one is a married couple, and they're talking about empty nesters. So that is a real thing. So anyone whose child has left home because they're either moving out on their own or they're going to college, empty nesting is a real thing, because now you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now with my time? I don't have to take anyone to practice. I don't have to check homework. My child, they're grown now. So you try to figure out what to do with your life. So, they're having a conversation and giving some tips about maybe you can start a hobby, maybe you can travel, just different things that you can do. So check out their channel. And then after that, I have Dr. Tracy Marks. So she talks about what happens to the brain when you have a life event that is kind of a setback, and how you can bounce back and you can come back from that, because we all have things that happen to us, and sometimes we might feel down and depressed, and we have trouble making just simple everyday decisions. So she talks about that, how those life events can affect us, mentally, and how we can bounce back and come back from that, because we may even feel like we're depressed, but it's just that we're just trying to, our body and brain is just trying to process what has happened. So check out that video. And then last up, I have I Am Word Life 1. So he talks about, today is January 6th, which is Three Kings Day. So he gives some great information and facts about Three Kings Day and what it means to Boricuas, Puerto Ricans, and it's about, you know, family, it's about food, it's about, so some of the kids, for example, they will leave a box with some grass and put it under their bed, and then the next day they will find gifts under their bed. So and it's all about family as well, but you got to check out the video. He sums it up really well about Three Kings Day. So, and it's also known as Epiphany Day as well. So it's different things and different cultures celebrate it. But check out his video about Three Kings Day. Like I said, about family, feast, children. But check it out. So that is my recap of the last half of the Pay It Forward campaign. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to start your own, do your own campaign as well. And you can do it any way that you like. And again, I want to thank you all for watching. And if you missed any of these posts, just go back. The links are there. You can check them out if you don't want to go day by day. But anyway, everyone, again, Happy New Year. Thank you again for being here. Until next time, stay well and be blessed.